So let's talk about what's happening in the Cardano ecosystem right now, because it's a really fascinating story. It's not just one path of growth. It's like a tale of two different frontiers, both pushing forward in their own powerful ways. Let's get into it. See, at the heart of it all, you've got these two big ideas running in parallel. On one side, you have teams that are digging deep into the cryptoverse. They're building these incredibly powerful, kind of complex tools for people who are already here, the seasoned crypto users. But then on the other side, you've got this whole other group of builders who are focused on bridging out to the real world, using this tech to solve problems for people who honestly might not even know what a blockchain is. These two philosophies, they define everything we're about to see. All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to start by looking at the amazing innovation happening inside the ecosystem. Then we'll totally switch gears and look at a case study of a project that's building bridges to the real world. And to wrap it up, we're going to ask the big question. What does this two-pronged approach mean for the future? Okay, let's dive into that first frontier. We're talking about building for the crypto-native world. These are the projects all about squeezing out more capital efficiency, chasing yield, and just creating awesome new tools for those of us already deep in the digital asset space. And you can really see this internal innovation shining in the world of decentralized finance, or DeFi. And what's cool is that some of these Cardano projects aren't just making a splash in their own pond anymore. They're starting to step onto the world stage and compete with the big guys. Just take a look at Strike Finance. To give you a sense of how big this is, they recently cracked the top 10 globally for revenue among all derivatives protocols. That's not just a win for Cardano. That's a huge signal that the DeFi infrastructure here is getting seriously mature, ready to go toe-to-toe with anyone. And then you have another innovator, Fluid Tokens. They've hit a total value locked of 3.5 million ADA, which is great, but their real magic trick is in capital efficiency. See, normally in crypto, you have to make a choice. Do you stake your tokens for rewards, or do you use them as collateral in DeFi? Well, Fluid Tokens figured out a way for you to do both at the same time. Your assets are literally working twice as hard for you. That's a game changer for any yield strategy. Now, this next one, Surge Protocol, is really trying to flip the script on how we think about liquidity. To get what they're doing, you have to understand one key difference. Most of DeFi runs on what we call passive pooling. Basically, you put your assets in a pool and they just sit there, waiting for someone to trade with them. Surge introduces active trading. Your capital isn't waiting around. It's being put to work 24/7, actively creating volume all by itself. And the effect is just huge. Let's put some numbers on it. Say you deposit 50,000 ADA. In a normal pool, that's it. But with Surge's system, that same 50,000 ADA is traded so much that it can generate over 100,000 ADA in on-chain volume every single day. It's a volume multiplier, which is just incredibly healthy for the entire network. But hey, innovation isn't just about pure DeFi protocols. You've also got projects creating yield from real-world stuff, like the Necro League. They run a crypto mining operation, but what's really interesting is their profit model. A massive 70% of profits goes straight back to their NFT holders. But, and this is the crucial part, 20% is always reinvested back into the business. That ensures they can keep growing and stay competitive. And you might be wondering, is this just a nice idea on a whiteboard? Nope, it's working. Right now, holders of their first batch of assets are seeing a 29% annual percentage rate. That's some serious proof that you can build a sustainable, profitable engine that brings real-world value back into the hands of crypto investors. Okay, so we've seen all the cool stuff happening inside the ecosystem. But now, let's pivot. Let's explore that second frontier. The project's looking outward, building those crucial bridges to the real world. And for this, we've got the perfect case study. This quote, it just says it all. It's from the founder of a project called Upgrades, and it perfectly captures their entire mindset. They're not happy just shuffling value around inside crypto. No, they are actively hunting for big, meaty problems to solve in the huge market that exists outside of our little bubble. And their story is one of pure resilience. They started out as a project called DocMint, pitched it to Project Catalyst, and just barely missed out on funding. A lot of teams would have given up, but not them. They rebranded, they sharpened their focus on a fully automated student credentialing service, and they made a huge strategic move. They decided to chase traditional angel investment instead of doing a public token sale. And their business model? It's built for the real world. They call it the trifecta pay model. You've got schools paying, students paying, and employers paying, but here's the absolute genius part. Employers and students can pay with a credit card. They can use this service, which is powered by blockchain, without ever having to touch crypto or figure out what a wallet is. That is how you build a bridge. So why are they hunting outside crypto? Well, because that's where the biggest opportunities are. Just look at this number. In the US alone, $3.7 billion were lost last year to administrative waste in this exact area. That's not a small crypto problem. That is a massive real-world inefficiency that blockchain is perfectly built to fix. So, okay, we've seen two very different strategies, right? One looking inward, perfecting the crypto native experience. The other looking outward, trying to solve mainstream problems. So what does it all mean? Where do we go from here? At the end of the day, these two frontiers really need each other. The innovators on the inside, they're making the whole system more valuable and powerful for everyone who's already here. They're building the financial engines. Meanwhile, the bridge builders are all about growing the pie, bringing millions of new people into the ecosystem, often without them even knowing it. You can't have one without the other. Both are absolutely vital for a healthy, growing ecosystem. So the big question isn't really about which path is better. It's about balance. Is the next giant leap for blockchain going to come from some wild new DeFi protocol that makes capital 100 times more efficient? Or is it going to be a super simple app that just solves a nagging real-world problem for 1 billion people? The truth is, it's probably going to be both. And watching these two frontiers grow together on Cardano, well, that's one of the most exciting stories in crypto today.